Okay, what's your next one?
There goes the train. Choo choo.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 14 of the Geek Cast. I am Bobby, the Geek Guru, and I am joined once again by my buddy from the UK, Toby. Toby, what is up?
What is up?
This week we are not joined by Allan. We got some unfortunate news that, first off, everything is okay. Just let me preference with that. But he got into a car accident last night, and he just wasn't feeling up to being on the show today. So he's got a little stiffness in his back and stuff like that. So
he's got to learn to drive, man.
That's the problem. You know what I mean? And it's pathetic that, you know, he was probably drinking and driving. He's probably drinking on the job, like typical Scottish, and got into an accident.
Playing too much Mario Kart.
That could be it too. He's trying to drift when he's driving, and it just didn't work. So no, we're just kidding. We hope you're all right, Allan. We know you are. You kind of told us that you were. So let's kick it off like we do every episode with our Geek Outs. So Toby, what are you geeking out about?
I'm geeking out about a couple of TV shows that I'm watching. It's the same for you, I think, but The Walking Dead has just come back on. I think we're on episode. I think we're 2 episodes now. Episode 3 is this weekend.
Yes,
I think so, and I'm just loving it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So good. It's so good.
I don't want to spoil it in case people haven't seen it yet, but the first episode had this really interesting thing where they did some sort of flashbacks.
Yes.
And when they flashed back, it was in black and white, and they chopped it up between like now and like present and flashback, and it was a really nice juxtaposition, and it worked really well. So.
Yeah, it's a great show, and this year really started off with all, you know, because last year kind of was like, you know what I mean? Like they had parts where it was just like, oh, come on. And last year I wanted so many people to get killed. It wasn't funny. Like they were so annoying and obnoxious. So for me, it was like, okay, this is all good. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm really, really liking this year because it's like they just boom, off and running. But they took, you know, last year's season finale and they just took off with it this year. It just, you know, it's been really, really good. I can't complain. And did you watch Fear of Walking Dead or no?
No, I didn't. Because we couldn't get it unless we had BT. You had to subscribe to BT TV or something.
Okay. Well, maybe when it hits Netflix, but you really need to check that out because that's good. That show started very, very slow, and I was like, "There's no way that I'm watching this show." Yeah. And then I was like, "I'll give it 2 more episodes. That's it. I'll give it 3 episodes max, and that's it. If it don't get good by episode 3, I'm out." And episode 2 picked up, and I was like, "Okay, now you got me."
Is it that much different to the main?
Very different, because it's starting at the beginning. So they don't know what zombies are. They don't know to shoot them in the head and all that stuff. Like they are oblivious, and it shows you like because people, excuse me, people have this weird mentality of like, oh well, we can handle it now. Like if a zombie apocalypse broke out, like the military. And it takes all your beliefs and just goes, what you think? No, here it is. Boom. You know, and it shows you that like this is why it outbreaks and goes insane. And yeah, I'm not going to tell you anything because I don't want to spoil it for you, but you really need to see it. I think you'll really like it. And it's short. It's only 6 episodes. It's exactly like Walking Dead season 1 was. Just 6 episodes, and you know the first episode's weak, and then it just off and running. And with The Walking Dead, I found like the original Walking Dead, like I found like episode 1 just grabbed me. Like the minute Rick shot that little girl in the head, I was like, oh man, this is going to be good. So
another show I've been watching is Fargo. Do you get that in the US?
I don't watch that. That doesn't really.
I don't know. It's very kooky. Like the humor in it is, I don't know. It's very sort of a black humor. It's very dark.
Yeah, the movie was. That's
exactly.
why.
It's a very similar tone to the movie. I've watched season 1. Season 2's just started, and it's like a completely different set of characters and story, but it's all like a similar theme to the first series. So, but yeah, I don't know. I just really like it. It's different.
For myself, I am geeking out that you actually shaved and cut your hair. Look at
I haven't cut my hair.
Well, you like
I haven't.
You combed it. You ran a comb.
I brushed it to the side.
No, seriously though, I am geeking out about. You just told me yesterday that you got the final stuff from the package that's coming over. So the only thing you're missing is what, Mewtwo? You said
Mewtwo, yeah.
Which I'm assuming it'll.
Yeah, it'll probably be a Monday or Tuesday.
Know. Yeah, but that's awesome. Like, so for those that don't really know, like when Amiibo were becoming very difficult to get in the United States, I started to lean on Toby a little bit to hook me up and secure me extra Amiibo that I couldn't get and I couldn't find. So, not that I couldn't find, but that were like I was kind of worn out on the whole camping out overnight. Like, I don't mind if I do it because I decide I want to do it, but to do it because I have to, that's the only way I'm going to get something, that's not fun. So we were actually in a state of where Amiibo would go for pre-order and they'd be sold out in 10-15 minutes. And so Toby was like messaging me saying like, hey, I got additional, because what you do is you were basically pre-ordering from 2 locations.
Yep.
And because for whatever reason, you have different prices or whatever. So hypothetical, like game would go up first. You would pre-order it there to make sure you got it. And then Nintendo UK would put it up a couple weeks later and it'd be cheaper.
Yep.
You would pre-order it there and then you would rip me off and sell me the more expensive one. So, you know, I know you gotta make a profit. I understand how it is.
It's not about profit,
I know the side business is scalping.
It's one per customer. That's the problem.
No, I know. So, but you also got me the Amiibo card books. You got myself and Tony one, which is awesome. Like, I am excited for that. Like, that's what I really am hyped about, because we didn't get the books, we didn't get the albums, and they just announced album 2. And so I'm like, this is going to be good, because this is what I really want. Like, I have a binder, and shout out to Raul in our Facebook group. He actually sent me a binder as well, and really nice. It's like almost like an album, but it's just green. It's a green. So I thought, like, that's awesome. So, but this book is actually from Nintendo, and it has like the silhouettes, so you know, like, kind of who the character is that you're missing and stuff like that. Like, that's awesome. Like, I really like them. So, I am only 2 cards away from having a complete set. So I'm very close to getting a complete set.
How do you know how many characters are in the Animal Crossing universe?
It's over 400 if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that'll be at least 4 series of.
They've already said there's going to be 4 series.
Wow.
They've already come straight out and said, like, this is series 1. We plan on doing 4 series.
Mm-hmm.
If they go more than that, I don't know, because there is duplicates in series 2. Like, KK is now with the guitar.
All right. So, that's all right, though, for special cards.
Yeah, but they also have Isabelle. That's a specialty card. Like, they're not redoing villagers per se. I think they're specialty cards.
Yeah.
Redo. So, but I'm really hyped up for it. I'm really excited for it. So that's what I'm geeking out about.
Karina's geeking out about the cards as well. She's really she's got the bug, and she's trying to collect them all. Like, she says that she's so happy about collecting them because when she was a kid, she'd never got the chance to collect Pokemon cards.
Oh,
and
okay.
Now it feels like this is her chance to finally have a collection of something.
Yeah.
So she's hooked on it.
See, for myself and Tony, like, I collected baseball cards growing up as a kid. Like, I think from my generation, every little boy collected baseball cards. And it's funny because there's a movie with Kevin Costner, and he's a baseball player, and it's called For the Love of the Game. And in that movie, the girl that his love interest, Kelly Preston, is basically like, oh, you're on baseball cards. And he's like, that's no big deal. And she's like, all little boys collect your cards. And he's like, no, they buy the pack for the gum. And it's funny because when I started collecting baseball cards, like that was the big thing. Like, oh my God, there's a piece of gum in here. They don't have gum in it no more. And the gum was horrible. It was like stale and but it was like when he says that, it makes me laugh because I remember being a little kid, like I would collect the pieces of gum. Like I'd buy like 5 packs of cards. I can't put 5 pieces of gum in my mouth at once. So I would just have one, I put it aside, and then but it was funny because that's what we did. And then Tony used to collect Garbage Pail Kids, which I did as well. Me and my cousins all collected Garbage Pail Kids, which, do you know what they are?
I've seen them. They're weird looking, man.
They're awesome. They
don't make any sense to me.
Well, because in the United States, there's this huge thing for Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yeah, we had those.
Yeah. So this was Garbage Pail Kids were a parody of it.
All right.
So, Cabbage Patch Kids would have names to them. And it was like the big thing. And they were hard to get, and they were impossible to get, the dolls. They were like the amiibo of, parents were trying to get these for their kids for Christmas, and they couldn't find them anywhere. And there's literally video. If you go back and watch video back in the 80s of department stores like Toys R Us, crowd. I'm telling you, Toby, the crowd is packed with people around the counter, and they're taking them and they're throwing them into the crowd. That's how they're giving them out. It's not a first come, first serve because they had no idea to tell who was there first. So they were just literally taking them and throwing them out, and they're getting into fights out in the crowd. It was nuts.
What's that film, The Last Action Hero? Just like that.
Yeah. It's just like that. It's just like, or you're talking about Jingle All the Way. So
that's it. Yeah.
Jingle All the Way. So in that movie, it's the same thing. Like we're just it's the same thing, and so that's how. So for us, Garbage Pail Kids were kind of like the cool thing. Like they were kind of, I feel like they were for boys more or less because like boys didn't collect Cabbage Patch Kids, and or have them, because they were dolls. So we more or less like, oh, this is cool, this is awesome. So Tony, but Tony also collected those. So for her with the amiibo cards, it kind of brings back some of that, that part of it. I like them. I think they're fun. So now let's move on to what we're playing, and I guess I'll go first this time, and I'll talk about what I'm playing. So a couple of things, like I went back to Metal Gear 5 just because Allan is ahead of me now, and I just kind of want to catch up a little bit. So I've been playing a little bit of that and doing some different things with that. Been playing Back to the Future on PS4, and now I see it's not that good. It's
I was right, man.
The story's okay, but it's definitely like one of Telltale's first games. So it's a little bit more choose your own adventure, and it's a little bit annoying that like if you ask somebody a question, that question will stay up there so you can ask it again, and it confuses you sometimes. You'll double click a question and you think like, oh, it's up there for a reason, so maybe I gotta hit it again, and you hit it again and they just go off talking. So that's annoying, but so far it's been enjoyable. I'm hoping that as I get further along in the story it'll get a little bit better. So still playing some Yoshi Woolly World. And then the one that I'm kind of excited about that I didn't really think that I would be into, but I wanted to give it a shot, was Yokai Watch. Yokai Watch put out a demo, or Nintendo put out a demo for Yokai Watch, I believe yesterday or the day before. And it was the day before, it's Thursday. And I downloaded it and gave it a shot. And the game is kind of fun. First off, Next Level games, just their game, or level 5, right?
Yeah, level 5.
It's level 5. Why did I say Next Level? Next Level is a different company. Level 5 just does some phenomenal graphics. Like, I think they're really, the Professor Layton style games. Like, that's the type of graphics that you're looking at when you're playing the game. It's a lot of fun. It's a different mechanic than Pokemon. So you got these meters that are going off as you're walking through the town that's warning you that these yokai are hidden someplace. And then you could stop as your meter fills up, because it's basically like a gauge. So as you're walking around, the gauge is like bouncing around, and then as you get close to one, it turns like red. So you stop, you pull out your magnifying glass type thing, like your Yokai Watch, kind of like basically like a magnifying glass, and you kind of like scan around, and then all of a sudden, like, your glass will turn like purple, which means you're right there on one. And if you leave it there, you start to see the yokai materialize in it, and then they'll try to run. So you got to kind of like move around with it and stuff, lock it in, and then you start a battle with them and stuff. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of got some cool characters. I want to play a little bit more of the demo before I determine that I'm going to actually buy the game. But so far, so good.
I think I'll try the demo as well. But as long as it's not got the grinding aspect of Pokemon.
It doesn't feel like it does at this point, but I don't know. It's a demo, so I don't know if they're, I don't know whether. I don't think it is per se. It is saying like you need to go out and find more yokai. Like I got to this final boss, and I played, and they crushed me. They beat me real quick, and they were like, "Oh, you need to go out and find more yokai to get more powerful." So that doesn't seem like grinding per se. That just seems like you just need to go find more yokai before you go beat this character. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to dive back in it today and see if I can do a little bit further. But it's so far so good. So what are you playing, Toby?
Well, I've had a really busy week, so I've really not played anything new. I had one chance to play a little bit of GTA Online, which is cool, and just usual crazy stuff, doing missions and stuff. And then I got to play a bit more Link Between Worlds on Hero mode.
Okay.
So, and that was it.
Now, did you buy Triforce Heroes?
I did. See, I pre-ordered that directly from Nintendo UK store. It turned up a day late, so I didn't get it yesterday. I got it today.
Okay.
But before that, I downloaded the demo because I thought, I download that. We went out somewhere, and I thought I'll take my 3DS because I'll be in a waiting room for a bit. And I opened the demo up, went to check it out. Couldn't check it out because it's multiplayer only on the demo. So I was just wandering around the little lobby doing nothing. Yeah. So I was a bit disappointed about that, but I'll get a chance to play it properly later today. I've got a feeling I'm going to be playing that game on single player, just because you can't play with like other regions. Because otherwise I'd play with you and Allan or whoever. But
I mean, you and Allan could probably play together if Allan was to get it.
But you need 3 people though, don't you?
I know you can't play as 2 people. You got to 3, which was kind of disappointing for me. I've talked to Mark. I don't know if Mark and Colin are going to get it from the Warp Whistle podcast, but I did talk to Mark and was like, "Hey, if you guys get it, I'll get it, and the 3 of us can play together." Like, I think that would be fun, because I feel like with the lack of voice chat, like you got to have 3 people so this way you can kind of hook up with each other.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of about it. I know that Miguel talked about it, but I don't know whether he got it or not. I got to contact him and see what he's thinking with it. But I've debated it back and forth. But right now, man, I'm playing so much stuff that I'm just like, I don't know what
there's a problem. Like when you get too many games that you're playing at once, it I don't know. You don't make any proper progress on any game.
Yeah, I know. Like I'm bound. Like I still haven't beat Metal Gear Solid. I stopped Uncharted. I beat Uncharted 2 last weekend, and I stopped. I'm going to wait until January to pick up and play Uncharted 3 because I feel like 2, I want to be closer to the launch of 4, so I'm up to date and it's more fresh in my mind. I feel like if I beat Uncharted 3 now, there's going to be a gap where I kind of forget what happened in 3. So I feel like let me space it a little bit. So I'm doing that with that. But Fallout 4, I definitely want to get that. Xenoblade, I want to try that. There's so much stuff coming. I'm actually even looking at the Mario Tennis to get it.
I'm not sure about that.
I always have been like a fan of the tennis games a little bit, and I always kind of like the Mario Sports series a little bit. But I think that with the announcement that Amiibo support, you can actually train the Amiibo per se. Like
That's cool.
could play, you could play online with people, and you could take those Amiibo and play online with them too. Where in like Smash, you can't take your characters online with the Amiibo. Like you could train them and all that stuff there. So that's kind of cool that you can actually take your Amiibo. I just kind of like, I'm just curious if it's only like Mario Party characters or like, can I take Marth and put Marth in the game or stuff like that? Like I haven't really announced that.
Is it a budget title? It looks like a budget title game, like a cheaper game.
I think it's full price.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, I haven't heard that it's cheaper, but I might just ask for that for Christmas and get it. Like, because it's in November. I'm not going to have time to play it in November.
Yeah.
So basically, so people know, I ran a contest on my Geek Guru channel, and we kind of pushed it onto the Geek Cast and all that stuff. Pretty much what we're doing is we asked you guys to ask us questions, and then we were going to pick 10 questions each, and that would enter you into a giveaway for Silver Mario Amiibo. So I have 10 questions. Toby has 10 questions. We are going to ask each other the questions that we pulled, and then I will take those 10 names, drop them into my Batman hat. I will pull a name, and that person will win the Silver Mario. So I'll kick it to you, Toby. Why don't you start off? What's your first question for?
All right. So first question comes from Sonic Super on YouTube, and he asks what our favorite amiibo is.
For me personally, man, there's so many. I would probably say that of what I'm going to go by what I have. I'm not going to go by what's ordered and what's coming, like what I physically have in my hands. I got to say the Splatoon ones still are tops for me.
I really like the Splatoon ones. The Splatoon ones are like the turning point where they started getting good, where they're not shackled by the design of the Smash ones.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like the Splatoon ones, I felt like were the turning point for more like what Nintendo would do if they were to design from the ground up this amiibo. So to me, that's definitely the one that I'm looking at.
Yeah, I like those. I also like Link because Link's my favorite character out of the amiibo Smash series, but he's got the P stick, which is you can't overlook the P stick unless you cut that thing off.
Yeah,
it's a bad amiibo. I mean, if you get rid of it, and it becomes a good amiibo, especially if you can change the way his head's looking. But if you think about amiibo that you don't have to change, then I really like the Ganondorf amiibo.
What about Toon Link though?
Toon Link is cool.
I think Toon Link's awesome.
I really like him, but just the Ganondorf one. I mean, he's one of my favorite game characters anyway, and he's just really menacing looking, and he's not got any sort of support stand or anything. Yeah. I mean, he could have been more of an action pose, but he's quite a big amiibo anyway, and he's got a nice big cape on him, so I really like him.
Yeah, he's good. Okay, so my first question will come from Shadow Victini, and if I mess up anybody's names, I'm from Jersey. I'm illiterate. It's just it's in the water.
And you got to admit, people have some strange names.
That is very true. So, okay. So with all these amiibo cards for Animal Crossing, do you think they will continue that version of amiibo for Pokemon? What do you think, Toby?
I think yes, they will, because I think these amiibo cards are proving to be mighty popular for Nintendo, and it's kind of like Pokemon cards. As in the format that they are, they're kind of a bit retro now. I mean, I don't even know if they probably are still bringing them out, but I feel like a more modern version of that would be in an amiibo card form, because I think making actual amiibo statues of all the Pokemon, that's going to be too much. It's going to be too expensive. Yeah. But if you put them in the card and you can use your card in the new Pokemon game, then that's going to be like ka-ching for Nintendo and the Pokemon company. So
see, I felt like, and I think I mentioned this on an earlier podcast, but I feel like the way to approach this, the best way to approach this, is to make a Pokemon game that's card based, and basically what you do is because the cards are basically like a role playing type thing, or like a card game. Like you put your card down, I put my card down, stuff like that. Like, wouldn't it be cool? And in your mind, you're imagining like Pikachu fighting Charizard in your mind. It'd be kind of cool to be like, okay, I'm playing Toby, even if it's online or whatever, and he puts a card down, he puts down Charizard, and Charizard pops up on the TV screen, and then I scan in Pikachu, and then he pops up, and then they battle, per se. You could battle each other on the screen that way. That would be kind of cool for me, because I think it would take what's in your mind and kind of give you the visual idea of what it looks like. So for me, that's what I kind of thought would be if they did.
And another cool thing you could do with that is if you have your friends put their card on the table and you've got your card opposite theirs, and if it's a 3DS game, then there could be some sort of AR function where you can watch them battling on your table together.
That would be cool. That'd be really cool. Yeah, that'd be pretty. Yeah, you know what? That would be awesome. I'm down with that. Okay, so what's your next question?
All right, this is a hard one to read out. BB Yokes Lorena. I'm really sorry.
Yeah. I saw that one. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I was like, I'll include that one. But it says, do you like amiibo cards? We've kind of already answered that, but I do. At first when they were announced, I was like, nope, not interested. Just gonna collect the amiibo. But then I looked at the cards, and they are a cheaper alternative, and it is kind of, again, a callback to collecting cards as a kid. So, I'm kind of okay with it now.
For me, I love them. We did discuss earlier, but for me, I feel like it's less pressure than the amiibos. Than the amiibo figure themselves. It just feels like it's easier to get your hands on them. It's just more fun, and it's kind of an excitement when you open the pack. What do you have in it? Yeah. And we have the community where we're trading and stuff, and I'm not necessarily trading. I'm just basically giving away my extras, and the people in there have been good enough that like if they have extras, they're just giving them away as well. So it's kind of like a trading per se. Like I'll give Matt South like 5 cards. He'll give Raul 5 cards or 2 cards or whatever, and then Jen Number will give Matt a bunch of cards. So it's kind of like a weird trading system that we have going on, but it's kind of neat that the community is still small, but anybody's welcome to join. It's not like it's an exclusive group. Anybody's welcome to join that group and hang out and trade cards and stuff. But that's what's exciting about it, is that, the whole trading aspect of it. It just feels less pressure, to go out and get them and stuff. And you know what? You could walk into a store and you could buy 5 packs. Because they don't sit there and go, oh, 1 per customer, where Amiibo, it's only 1 per customer, it's a little bit more frustrating and stuff.
The trouble is, over here, I've only been into one store where they sell them, but they were £5 per pack, and you get 3 cards in a pack.
Yeah.
Which is really expensive, but then you go online, and if you go directly to the Nintendo website, it's like £3.29 per pack. But everywhere else, it's £4 to £5 per pack.
The one thing that because in my mind I thought, like, man, this is crazy. Because I remember when I bought baseball cards, this is going way back, I think the most I paid for a baseball card pack was $1.50. Amiibo were $5.99 here. The Amiibo cards are $5.99. I get them from Best Buy. I paid $4.10, something like that, because of my
really cheap in comparison. Yeah. You get 7 cards.
We get 6.
6 cards.
6 cards. Yeah. So
we get 3 cards. So.
Yeah. So it's basically $1 a card is what we're paying.
Yeah.
But with us, what I've learned is, so I was like, man, is this what everything is? So I was at Walmart, or I was at Target a couple weeks ago, and I looked at, they have baseball cards there. Baseball cards were like $8 a pack now.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I get it. Like, this really isn't that far out of whack. Like, Nintendo is priced properly with it. So I said, that's fine. But yeah, it's the other thing too is that I learned is, every store is different. Like, some stores I go to, the packs are hanging on the shelf, on the racks next to the actual Amiibo. And then other stores that I've gone into, like Toys R Us, they're sitting on the counter in a box. So it's all different. Depends on where you go. Okay, so my next question is from Gianfranco. In parentheses, he has Jedi Clone PR. And then it's finished with LOL. So I guess it's just, I don't know. He says basically, what's your favorite DC hero? So I'll start with you, Toby. Who's your favorite DC hero?
Well, I'm just going to have to say Batman. I mean, I know it's a boring choice. Everyone's going to say that. Yeah. But the reason I say that is because that's the DC character I'm most familiar with. I've seen the most films for him. I've played the most video games for him. And he has some decent video games.
Yes.
There are a couple of other superheroes that have good games, but Batman seems to hit the nail on the head more often than not. So.
Definitely. For myself, it's Batman. There's no doubt about it. I mean, there's other DC heroes that I really like. I like a lot of the DC heroes. I'm liking Flash a lot because of the TV show, and I'm liking Green Arrow a lot just because I've always kind of liked Green Arrow. Green Arrow kind of reminds me a little bit of Batman. it's the same philosophies. He's got a lot of money, Oliver Queen, and just differences. He's got an arrow and a bow and all that stuff. But they've been very similar in character. They're both human. They don't have superhero or superpower stuff like that. So I've always kind of liked Green Arrow. But yeah, I kind of like them all. But if I had to pick one, it's Batman. Every single day of the week, doesn't matter. Like, that's my go-to. Okay, what's your next question?
I've got from Lost Dark Girl. She says, "What is your favorite game to replay?" And also, like, what's a game that's brought you to tears? Like, I guess I'm going to take that as a two-part question.
Okay. Okay, so there's two games that almost brought me to tears. One was when I was a kid, and that was Final Fantasy VI, but it was 3 to me. There's some scenes in there that kind of like tug at your heart a little bit. Final Fantasy games always kind of pressed on your emotions a little bit growing up.
It's amazing as well for like a sprite-based game like that.
I know. You would think that, like, how can this even affect you? And you're reading the text. It's not like you're hearing it, but it was just an emotional game. I actually had a third one because when I recently played Earthbound, and I beat that, there's a part there that just like you're like, oh my god, is this really happening? And that kind of got me. But the one that really, really recently pulled at me was The Last of Us. That ending and the way it all unfolds. It really, really gets you.
Definitely. I mean, for me, The Last of Us as well is another game that would make me cry. I mean, I cried at the intro and cried at the end, so
yeah,
it's kind of like it bookends it with tears on both sides. But
yeah,
that is just, I don't know. It's the game that's most like an actual film in the cutscenes, and it's got a really believable characters. Like, the story is just, I don't know. There's a lot of love in that game and the way that the characters have a connection with each other.
As far as a game that I played over and over again, or replayed, that I find myself replaying, I'll go twofold. I'll go, when I was a kid, it was Link Between Worlds. What am I saying? Link to the Past. When I was a kid, it was Link to the Past. I played it a lot, and I'd find myself like every 6 months going back and beating the game and just diving in and playing it. And recently, Last of Us, like I every 6 months, it seems, I'll go in and sit down and start playing that game and just going as far as I can. And most of the times I wind up, it only takes me about 3-4 days to beat it. So if I really get time, like right now, I can't get into it because I got so much I'm playing. But when I hit a lull and I'm not playing much, I'll go, I'll play Last of Us, and I'll pop it in and play it. So that's the two that I would say.
For me, the same. Link to the Past. It's definitely, that game's just so replayable. Like, I don't know, it's just something about that game that it just never gets old doing it. And I played that like every year. But also a more modern game, Resident Evil 4. Just, I don't know, I just love playing that game, and that game's a long game. Like, when you complete it and you go replay it and you forget how long that game is. I mean, not complaining, but that is a long game.
My next question comes from, this is crazy, comes from Toby.
Really?
Do you think Shrek has a chance to be in Smash Brothers?
Totally, of course.
I think there's no way in hell. I don't think it's happening. I don't see it happening.
Hang on, let's backtrack. Why on earth is he asking this question? Was there a lot of people
were looking for Shrek.
I don't know. Was there a poll for it?
There was a lot of people trying to get Shrek in, and they were posting stuff in groups, Facebook groups, and stuff like that. And there was like, how they always have like, so and so is in the chat, like whatever. Like they would have these like Smash banners and stuff. Like people made ones of Shrek and stuff. Like, but
what was that?
If there's a god, there is no Shrek in Smash.
No, definitely not. Isn't there like this isn't real, is it? That John Cena thing that's been going around. I was going to say, because like, that's crazy. I saw that. I was like,
although
everyone's sharing it, I'm like, what is this?
Although, like, if you're thinking in terms of Nintendo, like what gets you new people looking at it at Smash? I think John Cena. Yeah, I think people would look at John Cena and go, because he's got a huge fan base. There's a lot of people that don't like him, But as far as kids go and women, John Cena has a huge fan base. So if you brought him in, I think it would definitely. I mean, they brought Ryu in, so I don't see why they wouldn't bring a more realistic character in. So yeah, that's who knows. It's fake. It's definitely fake.
Yeah,
I could see. Fake, you know, what's your next question?
My next question is from Nov the Great. Power Up. He says, "What are your top 5 Nintendo games?"
Okay, I'm just basically basing this off of what games hit a Nintendo platform. So I'm just going to rattle them off. No particular order. We're going to go Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, Link to the Past, Kid Icarus, the original, Mega Man, probably Mega Man 2, and Baseball Stars. I loved Baseball Stars as a kid.
All very retro.
Yes, all retro.
That's cool. I've got a couple of retro. Well, I've got Link to the Past, not my number one. This is in an order. Mario Galaxy 2, unbeatable 3D platformer. Resident Evil 4, as I said earlier. Banjo-Kazooie, and Paper Mario on the N64.
Nice. Banjo-Kazooie, yeah, that's a good game. I never beat Banjo-Kazooie. I got very far in it. It's just, man, those collectathons just wore on me, and it weren't fun.
I don't know. I think Banjo-Kazooie had just the right amount.
I think compared to Donkey Kong,
yeah, compared to Donkey Kong,
Donkey Kong was miserable. Actually, I think, you know what, that's a lie. I did beat Banjo-Kazooie, now that I think about it, but I didn't beat it like my first playthrough. Like, I went back like months later and played it again and beat it. So
I think that game is kind of unbeatable in how sort of quirky the characters are and the worlds are. Yeah. There's just something really special about the design of that game.
Yeah. My next question comes from El Gringo TV. Will you get Fatal Frame, or is it not your style of game?
You know, I played a Fatal Frame once. I don't know what I played it on. I think it must have been a demo or something. But it was a scary experience.
Was it?
Yeah, because, I don't know, I find ghosts kind of scary anyway, and in that game, it's all about walking around in the dark. You're usually a vulnerable Japanese girl in a spooky house in the dark, and you've got a camera, and the ghosts will fly around, and you've got to get a picture of them at the best possible moment. And usually that means they're right up in your face, and you've got to take a picture of them. And it's just, I don't know, it plays on your fears that these things are coming at you in the dark, and you're kind of defenseless other than your camera. Yeah. And I don't know, there's just something really spooky about that. And I kind of like the idea of it, but I don't know, it didn't fit right for me.
Here's my thing. Right now, at least in the North America eShop, I don't know how it is in the UK. It's a free demo right now. And it's a timed demo. You can play it for so many levels. I think they give you like the first couple of levels for free. And then you have to buy the game to continue. This is my feeling. I'll download the demo. I will try it out. If I like it, I'll buy it. But every single person that's a Wii U owner owes it to Nintendo and themselves to download that demo and at least give it a shot and try it. Why do I say that? Because everybody complains that Nintendo's Mario, Zelda, this, that, cream puff kitty games. This game is not a cream puff kitty game. And they went out and they bought this franchise for the fans that have been screaming and crying for something more hardcore. This is the game. So I feel every person needs to download the game and try it just to thank Nintendo for going out and buying this game. And if you like it, then buy it. Personally, I don't know that I'm going to like the game because I don't know that it's my style game. I'm not too big on horror games, but I'm definitely going to get it. I'm going to try it. What I did see of it at E3 definitely caught my attention. I was like, this is kind of cool. And it wasn't at E3 and the master presentation. It was basically a Treehouse Live. So I like the idea of taking the gamepad and moving it around as your camera, which, to what you're saying, is going to be a little bit more scarier because now you actually have, rather than having my TV far away, I got the ghost right here in my face. Yeah. But still, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to try it. So
here's a quick bit of trivia about that game. In Japan, this is about censorship, right? So in Japan, apparently, this is in most of the Fatal Frame games, I think, when you complete it, you can unlock the characters an outfit where they're in like a skimpy bikini or something. Replay it, and they're walking around like in a bikini, like doing their usual stuff. But in the UK, at least, I'm sure it's probably the same for America. They've replaced that with like Nintendo costumes. So you can unlock a Samus costume.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that recently.
A Zelda costume as well, which is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought it was kind of strange the way they censored it like that.
Yeah. Okay, what's your next question?
All right, so this is from CircMep. He says, "What is your least favorite amiibo?" This one's easy for me, so you can go.
I'm going to say probably Marth.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't like the realistic characters, but of them all, I would probably say Marth is my least favorite. And what I mean by that is their faces are their heads and stuff are really small.
Yeah.
I'm more into the cartoony looking ones. So the Toon Links, the Mega Man, the Sonic, the King DDD, those type of ones. So the ones that look more realistic with the smaller heads, the P heads, basically the Fire Emblem series, I'm not really keen on those ones.
What about Luigi and Wii Fit Trainer?
I don't mind Wii Fit Trainer because I kind of get what they're doing with it. You know what I mean? The Luigi planking one doesn't bother me that much.
I think it's kind of funny, that one.
I think it's funny. I think it's because it's basically the pose that's in the game, you know? And it's more or less like, if you get it, it's not him planking, it's him like scared stiff falling forward, you know? And it's, you know, it's a play off the Luigi Mansion type stuff.
That's not what I thought it was. I thought it was like he's shooting off, like rocketing into the sky. That's
really?
How I know, that's how I picture it, because he's like got his arms behind him.
Yeah, he got his arms straight. I took it as like he was scared. He got scared stiff and he's falling forward, like he's gonna fall on his face.
It could be. I mean, that's funny. It's funny either way. But,
yeah.
But my least favorite has got to be Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Because
kind of.
I don't know. I just feel sick every time I look at him.
I think Pac-Man overall is horrible, but that's neither here nor there. I guess I understand the nostalgia. I understand how cool it was for Nintendo to have like the big franchises from each company. You know, it was cool to have Pac-Man. It was cool to have Sonic. It was cool because you had all the mascots of the big games. You know what I mean? Like even with Mega Man, like you had Capcom's big, you know, and this is all retro. It's not now. Like now it's obviously different, you know, but like Sega has, you know, Sonic, and so it was kind of cool to see Nintendo have all those characters under one roof. That was kind of neat.
I also really dislike the Mii Fighters.
Yeah, I feel like that was just a cheap money grab, you know, more or less. You know, I think that, I don't know. I think they could have done better with those.
They're just very generic looking.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's what they look like in the game, and that's fine. I just think that they could have done something better with those, rather than bring them out. Or they could have brought them out at the very, very end. It's kind of pointless. My next one comes from Yanni Martinez. Do you think Nintendo will do something special for the anniversary of Super Smash Bros. 4 and Amiibo? Which in the United States, I'm assuming it's the same as you guys. It was November 21st was when Smash and
Amiibo were launched. I think so.
So you think they will do something?
No, well, I don't know. Part of me thinks they would because they like to cash in on anniversaries. And Smash is one of their biggest games on Wii U. But the thing is, they've constantly supported Smash with DLC characters and stuff since it launched. So kind of doing something special, I mean, it wouldn't even feel that special because they've already been supporting it constantly anyway.
I think that, at least in the United States, like they totally grazed over the 30th anniversary of the NES.
Yep.
They didn't even mention it. You know, like here's Sony tweeting out like "Happy Birthday NES," and Nintendo didn't even blink an eye at it and do anything. I really don't think they'll do anything for this. I think that I think they got so much stuff on their plate right now that they're focused on that they're really not even thinking about anniversaries. I mean, how you let the 30th anniversary of the NES go by without even like a happy birthday tweet or anything just tells me that right now they're so up in the air with what's going on between getting the new president, trying to figure out what they're going to do with Nintendo Directs in the future, trying to figure out what we're doing with the NX, trying to figure out like, oh my God, we lost our big franchise for the 20th of November, which in the United States, it's a huge date. It's a huge date because that's the date Nintendo has always launched games. It's the Friday before Black Friday, which Black Friday is the biggest shopping day in the United States. It gears up for Christmas. So I think that they lost Star Fox. They pushed Star Fox back. They basically put that Ultra Tennis game in that spot. I feel like they've got so much on their plate right now that they're not even looking at the anniversary of Smash Brothers. It'd be different. Listen, if it was the 15th anniversary or the 10th anniversary of Smash overall, then I think you got a better chance of seeing something. But a 1-year anniversary of a single game, I don't think we're going to see anything.
They might do like a little tournament, maybe.
Maybe, but I don't see them really going out of their way for it. I mean, overall, because this is now a bigger picture, it's not just one region, you might see it. But my answer is no. I don't think personally we'll see anything. I think they should. I absolutely think they should do something, but I don't think they will.
Did they do anything special for Mario Kart 8?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think they will.
Yeah. Yeah, what's your next
All right, my next question is from, I wrote this down wrong, my handwriting is terrible. I think it's Super Gamey Boy, or it might just be Super Game Boy, I don't know.
I think you told me Super Gimme Boy.
Yeah, all right, so he says, a non-Smash Amiibo that I would like to see. So I guess just a new Amiibo that we'd like to see.
Yeah, a non-Smash Amiibo. Obviously, I would like to see the indies start getting Smash or start getting Amiibo. Obviously, I would love to see Image and Form break out like either a Captain Piper or a Rusty Amiibo. I wouldn't mind seeing Mutant Muds getting an Amiibo.
That would be a cool one.
Yeah,
Risky from Shantae.
Yeah, but if I really had to say, like, what's a character that I really want to see them do, man, it's hard. It's hard to say. Like, I'm just gonna go with the Image and Form one. That's who I want to see. I really want to see. I'm up in the air. First, I wanted to see Rusty get an Amiibo, and looking more at Captain Piper. I've been leaning more towards her, but I really would like to see like a Billy Gill. Like, he's my favorite character for SteamWorld Heist. So one of those characters, I would say. So I would say an Image and Form character I would like to see.
I would love to see a new line based on the Zelda series.
That would be
cool. I think it would be cool either just make it a generic thing that covers a bunch of Zelda games, or concentrate on something like A Link to the Past, where you had like 16-bit, like the modern Mario and all that, but like based on like those sprites from A Link to the Past. Or I mean, that might be too retro for a lot of people, so maybe they do a new Zelda game with new Zelda amiibos.
Yeah.
See,
I think they missed the Amiibo were new when Hyrule Warriors launched, but with the new Hyrule Warriors, I feel like that's the game to do it with, because you have Amiibo support. So throw out new Amiibo, and you could bring Zelda Amiibo from different eras. You know what I mean? Like, you could do your 16-bit Link, you could do your Wind Waker Link, you could do your Twilight Princess's Link. Like, you could do a bunch of. You could have a small series of different characters and different styles and stuff like that. I feel like Wind Waker is probably the best series to
definitely
do because they're more cartoony.
And you know what? They've already got statues made in the game. Like, there's the bit you take the photos of the people with the picture box, you get them made into statues, which are practically amiibos in themselves.
Yeah. Okay, so my next question comes from Luke Schramm. He says, how long will you collect Amiibo for?
You know what? That's a really hard one to answer, because
and you and I talked about this week.
Yeah.
We didn't even know this question, but we talked about it this week.
Because I think as long as I like the series, if they bring out a new series, then I'll collect it if I like it. But if they bring out a new series that I'm not fond of, like, I don't know what sort of game it'd be, but if they just brought out a series based on a game that I'm not really into, I probably would say no, I'm not going to collect those ones. I mean, with the Smash ones, I don't like all of the Smash Amiibo, but because I started collecting them, I want to finish that collection. So even ones like the Mii Fighters that I don't like, I'm still getting because I want to 100% it. But I think on a new series, then that would be a good cut-off point to say, right, I either love this series and I'll collect it, or I don't love it and I'm just going to forget about it.
For me, so far, everything that they've brought out, I've enjoyed. Now, I started collecting the Smash ones. I'm going to keep collecting the Smash ones. I'm going to finish, like you said, I'm going to complete that series. The Mario Party ones, I like those because they were cartoony looking, and I'm a fan of the cartoony looking ones, so I liked that it was new poses, per se. The Animal Crossing ones, I'm a huge fan of Animal Crossing, so I'm going to collect them all. Like I've already got most of them pre-ordered that are out so far. There's only one that I missed in pre-order, but the rest of them I've got them locked down. So for me, that's the way. But like, let's say, like you and I discussed, like, what if they did a Pikmin series? I don't know. I would probably get Oliver. I might get a Pikmin, but like if they started having like all the monsters and stuff, I probably wouldn't get them. If they did like a Dr. Mario series, it's pointless. They wouldn't do something like that. But like, I don't know if they did a Star Fox. Okay, here's an example. If they put one out for Star Fox, I really don't see myself collecting them. I might collect the Fox one, but it all depends on the style they come with and how they look. But it's not one of those, I gotta have it. I went back and forth with Chibi Robo, and what made me jump on Chibi Robo was he was still available for weeks after. And I just feel like that's the one that 20 years from now, you're going to hear that you can't. This was the one that was like, because it only sold like, I think like 70,000 units or 7,000 units in Japan. Like, it's not the game. So the game kind of is, they're even talking about the franchise is done. They're probably not going to touch the franchise for years. So I feel like that's the one. So I jumped on that one. So I was like, there's going to come a time that I'm going to regret not having this one. I want to grab it now. But other than that, like, I think my cutoff point is like a franchise I'm not really into. Like, I like Star Fox, but I'm not like a huge gotta have Star Fox fan. You know what I mean? So
if they actually made a proper Pokemon collection, I'd steer clear of that because there's just too many.
Yeah, and even if they did Pokemon cards, I'm not collecting it. I'm not going to do it. Like, I'm not getting Mega Yarn Yoshi. I don't want nothing to do. It's pointless.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The Mega Yarn Yoshi is just, like you say, it's pointless.
That's to me, I feel like the Mega Yarn Yoshi is for huge fans of Yoshi, women, and little kids.
Yeah, little kids. I mean, if I had a son or daughter that really wanted it,
I get
then
it.
Yeah.
But like Tony's talked about it, like she loves Yoshi. So I was like, if you want it, go get it. I'm not buying it. I'm not pre-ordering it. That's on you. Like, I mean, so my next question comes from Robert Hernandez Celis. He says, do you think they will improve Amiibo aesthetically?
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Like we said earlier, they're not going to be shackled by the Smash designs that were based on the in-game trophies. So they can design them how they like. We've already seen it with ones like the Splatoon ones. Also, the Yarn Yoshis.
Yes.
I mean, that's different because they're plushy.
But I think if you look at like the 8-bit Mario, if you look at the Chibi Robo, you look at the Splatoon ones, those show you that they're going to start changing aesthetically and they're going to start looking better. Like 8-bit Mario, okay, that's a little weird. It's a little wonky. It's a little big. I get you may not be into that. But the Splatoon ones, home run all day long. They're amazing. And even the Chibi Robo. The Chibi Robo is just an adorable looking amiibo. So I think that absolutely, as time goes on, now, are they going to get stylized like a Disney Infinity? Probably not. You're probably not going to see them do. They may. It depends on the series and what it does. But I think you're gonna definitely see aesthetically they're gonna get better.
Yeah.
What do you got next?
It's from Red and Black Comics. If you could keep one game in your collection and destroy all of the rest, what would you keep?
Wow.
So this is kind of like, what is your most like prized game? Like the game that you love the most?
And I can only play that, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's like a desert island game, I guess.
Yeah. You know what I would do? Honestly, Animal Crossing New Leaf.
That's
And the
cool.
reason being is there's something new every day, and it goes forever. You know what I mean? Like, so that would be my game, and the rest I could do without.
I'm 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 gonna have to say be boring and say A Link to the Past because we said earlier we both
Yeah,
love replaying that game,
yeah.
so it never gets old.
I feel like though, I feel like with Animal Crossing New Leaf, I could legit, if that's the only thing I had to play, I could play that every day and find something new to do every single day. I
Yeah,
feel like A Link to the
that's
Past,
true.
if I would only play it I beat it and then I'd have to take a break and when. So if I was looking at something I was going to play continually all the time, that would be the game that I would.
I mean,
Because I did think Link to the Past, but I thought that's just
it would be
I
good to
couldn't play it all the time.
have a game with creation aspect like Mario Maker.
Yeah,
You could take that, and then that way, there's endless possibilities.
I think Minecraft over Mario Maker though.
Really? I was
Yeah.
thinking Minecraft, but I think I'd get really sick of the art style of Minecraft.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If you could download texture packs from your desert island, that would be great.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so my next one comes from Atomic Chicken 66.
That's a good name. I like
That's a
that.
very good game. I like that name. Who do you think will be a future DLC character in Smash? So let's go off of the ballots where everybody was saying like we want this one, we want this one. Who do you think of all the people you kind of saw? Who do you want to see?
Oh, remind me of the ballots.
The ballots were basically like the fans. Like you were basically saying like,
Cause wasn't there like there was like a bunch of popular ones.
yeah, you had like Shovel Knight, you had Shantae, you had John Cena. You had like
You know what? I'm pretty sure that
people in the
Shovel
Banjo
Knight.
Kazooie and stuff and all
I
that.
mean, Banjo Kazooie would be cool because he's got a lot of interesting moves from the games.
Yeah.
But I think Shovel Knight would be perfect for Smash
Yeah.
because he's moveset. I mean, granted, I still haven't played Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
Are you gonna kill me for that? Well, I haven't played it, but like from watching it, he I don't know. He just seems like a really cool character to have in a game like Smash.
I mean, I would love to see Shovel Knight, but he's the popular one, so I'm not going to go with him. I think the one that I would really like to see that Mark from the Work Whistle brought it up a long time ago was Midna and the Wolf.
That would be cool.
If you basically did the move set similar to like a Duck Hunt Dog, because you have that basis to go off of. I think that would be awesome. I think that would be really cool. And I don't think that anybody's ever brought that up other than Mark. He's the only one I ever saw bring that one up. So I think that would be really awesome to see those two in there. Go ahead. What's your next one?
Liam Johns says one Smash character. Pick one Smash character that would defend you during a zombie apocalypse.
It's easy. I'm going Link.
Really? What makes you say Link then?
Because Link's multi-purpose, man. He's got bows, he's got arrows, he's got swords. He's just a badass.
Link's very medieval though.
Yeah, but
think about it.
And he wouldn't have any problem stabbing somebody with a sword or cutting their head off or anything like that.
Yeah, but what if he fired his hook shot into a zombie's chest and then the zombie came back with the hook shot right towards you and you'd have a zombie in your face?
So?
So?
He would cut their head off. I'm not worried about that. I look at Link. I look at Link as like Daryl Dixon.
What if
with the crossbow?
There was zombie chickens, and Link just had to slash at the zombie chickens.
Stop. Who would you pick? Just stop.
I just think you made a mistake picking Link.
I didn't pick Link. Is who I would take. Go ahead.
I'm gonna pick Samus because she's got a sweet arm cannon, and she's not gonna.
Although she's got the armor. She's got the armor.
Yeah, exactly. She's got the armor. She's got missiles. She got the freeze missiles. She's got all the different missile types. She's just awesome.
Okay. Well, you got her, and I took Link, so whatever, man. We'll see who lasts.
All right.
This one's from Jazz and Sonic. How many amiibo do you have?
So far, all of them, I think, yeah.
You don't have Chibi.
I've got Chibi ordered.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I ordered it ages ago, but it's not out yet, so.
Is it out there?
I don't think so.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure I got him ordered, though.
I have all of them. Every single one. Including one That's Japan exclusive. That's on its way.
No, you know, I don't have that one. Oh my god, man.
So, so that's
I don't want to order from Play Asia because I ordered from them before and it took forever to come.
Yeah, it does take a long time to get from Play Asia. So, and I didn't get it from Play Asia. So
where'd you get it?
I went on eBay.
Oh, right.
And I paid a little bit more than I should have, but it was worth it, you know. So, so that's me. So go ahead.
All right.
But I have ones on order. I have the only one that I did not get that I have every single one that's been released so far. The only one that I do not have that's out so far is Mabel from Animal Crossing.
You know what? We can't even pre-order the Animal Crossing ones yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have the bundle for the Amiibo Festival and all that stuff.
I've got that on pre-order.
I pre-ordered that from Amazon. Yeah. I've got Tom Nook and KK Slider. Well, I got the KK Slider 3-pack. I have that pre-order from Walmart. I have Tom Nook pre-order from Walmart. Mabel went up at Walmart, but I wasn't able to get her. I saw that Lottie is going to be a Target exclusive. So that's where I'm at.
Man, all those exclusives over there, they suck doing that.
Here's the thing. Let me tell you what. I used to feel that way. But the exclusives seem to be the ones that are getting a bigger lot. And they're like, I could walk into, just no lie, I could walk into GameStop right now, and I guarantee you there'll be 5 packs of the Retro 3-pack on the shelf. I've gone to Target as of a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I went to Target and they had Dr. Mario there still. So it's definitely better than it was. Before it used to be, here's the store exclusive, you're only getting 5 per store, and that's it. So those were horrible. I feel like now you have the store exclusives, and they're easier to get as time moves on than the just regular Amiibo. So I'm not too upset anymore with the store exclusives. Like, Lottie will be a tough one to get or whatever. I might actually have to go camp out to get her, but I know that when I go to the data store, they'll have 40 in stock. So I'm not even worried about it.
Don't
like we used to literally, if you didn't get them in a pre-order, here's an example. Me and Chris Lugo, friend of the show, you know, I met him on a couple of hunts and all that stuff. We went to go get Rosalina. Example. I tried to get Rosalina on pre-order, couldn't get her at all. Struck out all across the board. Rolled up to Target. I was first in line. He was like 4th or 5th. We didn't know we would be able to get her or not. There were only 9 people showed up for her. We went in, they only had 10 of her. So we were all safe. We were good. I went to another Target. They were sold out by the time I got in there. And they had 20 people waiting in line when they got there, and they got 21 of them. So it's just, but now, like Greninja, Jigglypuff, like I walked in, they had 50 Greninjas there. So there was enough for me, and then I went back days later, and I picked up 2 of them that I shipped to Canada for Mark and Colin from the Warp Whistle because they didn't have Toys R Us anywhere near them. Their nearest Toys R Us was like 5 hours away. So for me, it was like, okay, I picked them up and I sent them up to Canada. So it's I feel like now the exclusives are better. Where it stinks for the store exclusives are when they do in-store only, which like Best Buy did with Dark Pit, and if you don't have a Best Buy near you, that's when it stinks. But
that really does suck.
Yeah.
My next one is from Winston Zhao, Xio or something. I don't know. He asks, "What is our perfect pizza?"
Pepperoni. That's it.
Just what? Hang on a minute.
Pepperoni pizza, baby, all day long.
For real?
Real.
Nothing else at
Just
all?
pepperoni.
Like, you can put anything on it you like?
Pepperoni. That's
oh my
it.
God, man.
It's the best pizza in the world. You go to this place by us called Luca's. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. But I'm going to tell you right now, the best pizza I've ever had, I used to think it was Luca's, and I used to think it was another place when I grew up, was best pizza ever. Via Napoli in Italy in Epcot Disney World. That is the best pizza ever. It is amazing. And people laugh when I say that because they think, oh, a Disney pizza? I assure you, it's fresh. All the ingredients get shipped in every day, and it's classic wood burn pizza. Oh, it's phenomenal. My mouth is watering just talking. Listen.
Well, I've just picked some toppings that I like. So I picked chicken, bacon, peppers, smoky cheese. Has to be a smoky cheese. Or a mozzarella cheese.
Don't listen to anything Toby says. He's from the UK. They don't even know what pizza is.
Dude, man, we have our pepperonis, but we have like barbecue pizza. We had the garlic pizza.
Garbage. That's all garbage.
It's gorgeous.
It's garbage.
I tell you what, though, I had a hoisin duck pizza. That was ridiculous.
That's
disgusting.
That's gross. Okay, so my last question is, where do you get the money and the time to produce the show and get all the awesome stuff that you have? I'll go with you first. Where you could break it down.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't really produce this show. I make videos for the channel, which is basically just in my spare time.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, it's unboxing videos and just stuff that I've got. As for where do I get the money from, it's just work hard. That's all I can say is just work hard. Get your credit cards. If you can't afford it now, pay for it later. That's how it's been with some of my amiibo collecting. Is some of it because Nintendo have been so regular, bringing out hundreds of pounds worth every month, that some of it has had to go on credit cards for now, and I'll just sort it out later. But I don't recommend doing that.
Yeah, no.
You know, if you can avoid doing that, don't.
For myself, with the amiibo, I just pay for them as I go. They're not that expensive that I can't. The hard part is when they put out a bunch at one shot. But like Toby, I've used credit cards on certain things. Not too bad. With my statues. Now, my Batman statues, they're expensive. And the way that I used to work that was, I haven't bought one in a while. I haven't been to the comic book shop in a while. My schedule's all wacky.
Are you still getting a first full figurine statue?
Yes, I will get that. And what I do for that is this. I work. I've been working all my life. I don't think there's been a time that I haven't had a job since I was 13 years old. So I work every day. I go to work every day. You know, Tony works every day. We have our bill money, and then we have our play money, per se. And I put money aside each week. So when I was buying statues, like once a month, and I was big statues, $350 to $700 statues once a month, every month. What I was doing was I was putting $100 a week away, and then I would just roll up there once a month and just buy whatever I wanted to buy. And then that's the thing. When it comes to statues and things like that, I always say support brick and mortar, meaning don't buy online. Like, I could buy all my statues from Sideshow and stuff. I don't do that. I go to the local comic book shop. Well, it's not local. It's about an hour away. But I go to them guys. They're willing to work with me because I have a relationship with them. I walk in the door and I say, this is what I'm trying to do, this and that. They probably hate me right now because I haven't been there in probably since May. But anytime that I've wanted statues, I've told them what I wanted, and I just put money down. And then every week I would go back, I'd put a little bit more money down. Then when the statue came out, it was like a layaway plan. Then when the statue came out, boom, you got it, take it. They've even, because of the relationship I have, they know that they're going to see me consistently. I've been where I've been like, I need like $200 to pay a statue off. They're like, just take it. We know you're good for it. And then I would go back and pay the rest. So my thing is get a job. If you don't have one, work hard, save money. There was a time when I was a kid that if I wanted anything, I had to save for it. And my parents, there was no credit cards and stuff when I was growing up. So I don't think my family got a credit card till like the late 80s, you know? So we were always raised to save money. You want to buy something, you save money for it. We don't have the money for it, we put it away. You know, we just a little bit, sock it away a little bit at a time, and you go buy it when you're done. Growing up, being taught that's what I do. And I tell people that all the time. Like, can I afford, like, I've already talked about it, and I even talked about it to you. Like, after Christmas, I am legit putting $100 a month away for NX. And when NX comes, I'll have my money, and I'll roll in, and I'll buy it, and I'll be able to buy any game that I want at that point, and I'll be set and good to go. Because if I save $100 a month, which is a no-brainer, that's easy to put $100 a month away, At least for me. I'm not talking for everybody, but at least for me, if I put $100 a month away, boom, done. And then you're talking, if it's a year away, that's $1,200. I could legitimately, Nintendo could come out and go, "This is a $600 system." I walk in day one, I got it. I don't think it's going to be $600, but I'm just saying, like, a hypothetical. And then a launch console, you could easily spend $600-700 on a launch console between the console and a couple of games and an extra controller and all that stuff. So start saving now. Like, even if it's $10 a week and that's all you can afford, that's still $40 a month. That's a good portion that you'll be able to have. You'll at least be able to buy the console. That's what you have to do. There's a friend of ours that's in the Nintendo voice chat, Joseph McNeil, and what he does, and he's told me this system that he does, he gets little yellow envelopes, and he'll write the name of what he wants on it, and he'll set it aside, and each week he throws a little bit of money in each envelope, depending on what it is. So if he wants a Marth amiibo and he knows it's coming, he'll put a couple of dollars in each week, and then at the end of when the time Marth comes, there's the money paid, done, no big deal. So there's a lot of options to saving, but there's different things. You need to find out what's right for you, pretty much. And as far as the show, finding time, you just make time. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta. Does doing the show and doing all the videos I do and stuff, does it take a lot of time? Yes, but it's fun. If it's not fun, don't even get involved. Seriously, like, because in the beginning, it's always fun. But if you're really not truly enjoying it, as time goes on, it becomes a job, and you have to force yourself to go do stuff, and that's when it's no fun. So finding time is not a big deal for me because I enjoy doing what I'm doing. Like, I love doing this podcast every week and doing it. As far as producing the show and all that stuff, like, it's not that hard. I get to hang out with my friends for an hour on a Saturday and BS with them and talk about video games. That's awesome. Like, who wouldn't want to? You know what I mean? Like, I do it anyway. Why not do it and let other people listen to it? So that's all. So, your final question, sir.
That's a good answer. I like that.
Thank you.
So, final question from me is Alex Chivas, 2012, says, what was the first console that you got for Christmas?
The first console that I got for Christmas was the Atari 7800.
Cool, you're dating yourself there, Bobby.
I know, man. I know. Well, and real quick backstory was I wanted the NES, and my parents wouldn't buy it for me because we had the Atari 2600, and that's when the Atari kind of crashed. And my parents were like, "We just bought all these Atari games. You got like 80 games in there," and I did. We used to have a bunch of games, and they were like, "We're not buying you a new console." The Atari 7800, what I didn't con my parents, but what the way I got them to buy it was backwards compatible to the 2600.
You can take all your games with you.
So I was like, listen, I can play all these games on it, but I can also get new games that are better graphics and more fun. And they were like, okay, we'll get it for you. And then that system died after like a couple of months. It was garbage. So what I did was after that, we got the NES because me and my brother did good in school, like really good in school. And I was begging for like a year and a half. Can I get an NES? And all my cousins had, and my parents just heard it being talked about all over the place. And then finally my mom's like, look, you and your brother got really good grades. We'll buy you one. And I was all like, yes. And then we went to go buy it, and they were sold out everywhere. And it took me 6 months after that moment that she told me we could have one, that we could actually find one in stores and get it.
Wow.
It was crazy. We had it ordered. Sears, it's a store here in the United States. Yeah. They used to do the system where they give you a catalog. You go through, you can order anything in the catalog. But if they didn't have it, they put it on back order, and then you would get it eventually. So my mom ordered it from Sears. She's like, we can't get it from any stores. I'm just going to order for Sears, and when it shows up, it shows up. So this one weekend day, I was like, you know what, man, I want this NES. I'm going to call around. So I started calling all these stores, and KB Toys had one in stock. They had two in stock, and the guy goes, we have two here. I was like, can you please hold me one? He's like, I can't. We're not allowed to hold them. And he's like, I don't know how long they're going to be here for. You need to get down here. And I was like, okay. I hang up the phone. I beg my mom, can we please go to the mall? Can we please go to the mall to get this? I know this isn't the answer to the question, but it's just a fun story. And she's like, I think it was like a Saturday, like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, please, Mom, and she's like, all right, let's go. So we jumped in the car, and we drive down to the mall. They had one left, and it was the action set, came with the gun, duck hunt, and all that stuff. So she's like, since you guys had to wait so long, I'll let you guys buy one more game each. So she bought us the system and bought us both a game. I think my brother got Town and Country Designs, which was like a surf skate game. And then I bought Mike Tyson's Punch Out. So, and that was it. It was the end for me. So
that's cool.
Sorry, it was a long answer and not really.
It's a nice little story.
But I figured whatever. So go ahead.
Well, for me, growing up with my brother, we used to share a lot of our stuff. So we'd get like the Super Nintendo or the N64 one Christmas, and we'd sort of both share it. But kind of like ownership of those consoles was always my brother, because he was the older one, the more responsible one. Mm-hmm. So, but the first console I remember getting that was truly mine and it belonged to me was the GameCube. And my parents got me it. I totally wasn't expecting to get it. And I got Luigi's Mansion and Eternal Darkness. And I'm sure that was a launch game, but I remember getting those games, and I was just like so proud to own that console and my own games. And what I also got though is a couple of third-party GameCube controllers, and I remember one of them was just the chunkiest thing ever. It was like bigger than an Xbox controller. It was so huge, so rubbish. But I had the controllers, so. It's good for multiplayer, but yeah, I just fond memories of opening that. I can still remember it now.
Oh man, the first Nintendo console I got was the Super Nintendo, and I asked for it for Christmas, and I wasn't sure I was going to get it, and I got it, and literally, like I was jumping up and down in the living room, like screaming, like I was just like through the roof that I got this thing, and it was just awesome. So the funny thing with the 7800 was my best friend Dave Maxwell, he comes over to my house one day from school, after school, and he goes, "What's your my dad happened to be home sick from work one day. So he goes, "What's your dad have in the back of your truck?" In the back of his truck, he used to have like a it's hard to say, like it was like an SUV, like a bigger SUV. It was a Chevy, it was called a Chevy Blazer. So it was a big SUV, kind of like a, and it's hard to say, but anyway, he had stuff in the back of it, right? So I knew that he had like equipment for work, and I was like, "Oh, he's got all this stuff for work and stuff. Come here, I'll show you." So we go in the back, and there's a 7800 laying in the back of the truck. Yeah, and I was like, I started flipping out, and I'm like, "Oh my god, we gotta get out of this truck!" And I shut the door and I run, and we run out into the woods, and the two of us are sitting in the woods, like high-fiving each other and like jumping around in the woods, and I was like. So then I had to keep, and I found out like a month and a half, 2 months before I even got it. So I had to like keep my mouth shut for months, and I'm like flipping out because I can't wait to get it. And I'm like, now I'm starting to read it. Oh, it's crazy. So anyway, so I got this Batman hat. I took all the names, I dropped them in the hat. Oop, the one fell out. And
that's the one.
That's the one. So I'm gonna mix them up real quick. What I'll do is I'll just move my hand around like this. Let me make sure they're mixed up good. And I'm going to move my hand around. And
how many winners are there going to be?
20. Well, there's going to be one winner. There's one
winner, right?
One winner out of 20. So I'm going to mix them around like this. Toby, when you say stop, I'm just going to, whatever I have in my hand, I'll stop and we'll.
All right. Let's wait a second. Got to get them nice and mixed.
Yes.
Keep going. Stop.
Okay.
Pull that one out.
Got this one.
What is that one?
This one is Last Dork Girl. So, Last Dork Girl.
I think that's Lost Dork Girl. I think.
Oh, Lost Dork, whatever. Dork Girl.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. I'll even send you a message or whatever. So there it is. Congratulations, you have won the Silver Mario. Woo! And I will. That's awesome. So
yeah, congrats.
Congratulations. So I will. I'll send that out. I'll get in contact with you and I'll send it out to you. So thank you guys for watching. If you watch us on YouTube, listening, if you check this out on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, really means a lot to us. So we appreciate the continued support. You can check out some of the videos that Toby and I do on the Geek Guru channel. Check us out on YouTube. Toby has his own little stuff there on Toby's Take, and then I have pretty much the bulk of everything. I got the new stuff that I'm doing with the Fat Geek, and then I also have just regular stuff I'm doing as well on there. The video portion is also on the Geek Guru channel, so if you want to watch this video portion, or you never watch this video portion, you want to check it out, it's up there every week. Goes up on Monday mornings. So you can follow me, Instagram, Twitter, at the Geek Gurus. Toby is at Toby's_take. Allan, who is not here at the moment, get well soon, Allan. He is at Allan_Paxton. That is all. Peace, mother.
Bye.